India today stands at a defining moment in its civilizational journey. As we look towards the centenary of our independence in 2047, the vision of Viksit Bharat has become a national aspiration. It is a vision of world-class infrastructure, thriving industries, digital leadership, energy security, and unprecedented growth. It is a vision of prosperity that reaches each and every corner of our country. But as Shishirji just said, while GDP targets, innovation indices, or global rankings are extremely crucial, we must pause and ask a deeper question. Viksit Bharat, for whom? By whom? No nation in history has ever achieved sustainable development by leaving half of its population at the margins of economic activity. While we look towards the future, learning from our rich history also is very important. It reminds us of the untapped strength of women in our country. Remember Rani Lakshmi Bai, who gave us courage and sovereignty. Sarojini Naidu, who gave voice to a nation. Savitribai Phule opened the doors of education for women. Kalpana Chawla carried India's aspirations into space. Sindhu Thai Sapkal became symbol of community-led social welfare. And names like P.V. Sindhu, Harmanpreet Kaur, Sania Mirza, Saina Nehwal, and many, many more who became role models for success, discipline, and sheer hard work. These women were not beneficiaries of progress. However, they were the creators of progress. But friends, today's transformation must extend beyond iconic names. Along with celebrated names, the India of tomorrow will be shaped by millions of women in villages, in small towns, and emerging urban centers. Women who may never ever appear in textbooks. Women whose economic activity and their participation will ultimately determine the strength of our great nation. While the contribution of these women, especially entrepreneurs amongst them, will be extremely critical, let me also state that we must work towards economic empowerment, but it is equally important that we must work towards knowledge and awareness. Let me give you some context on this. In some of the deep rural pockets of India, including where the Adani Foundation works, formal education levels for girls are very low. There are many women who have never stepped into even school, where college is a distant dream for them. Yet today they manage farms, livestock, as well as their households. In one such village, a group of women farmers were taught to use simple mobile applications for agriculture. From that they learned how to irrigate, when to irrigate, how much fertilizer to apply, which seed variety suits their soil, how the weather patterns will affect the crops. They could compare their prices with the mandi prices. They could plan. They may not be holding degrees, but they were holding data in their hands. So knowledge gave them confidence. Confidence improved productivity, and productivity improved income. That itself is empowerment in its most practical form. A similar story unfolds in the dairy project. So friends, many of you might be knowing, In earlier days, women rearing cattle would sell milk individually to middlemen. The volumes were small, the bargaining power was very weak, and the payments were irregular. With the facilitation and capacity building of Adani Foundation, milk collection centers led by women self-help groups were formed. At first, there were just a few women who contributed to these groups, and they began collecting milk. They learned quality testing, they learned pricing, they learned how to manage their accounts. As history says, success always attracts attention. Many more women joined this movement. Today, more than 3,500 rural women are part of these dairy collectives. And together, they collect 75 lakh liters of milk annually. Their incomes are stable, negotiation powers are stronger, and most importantly, the confidence has grown. May it be our Suposhan program, under which our Sanginis, who are local women volunteers, have helped improve the health of over 3.5 lakh women in the reproductive age group. Our Swabhiman program, which helps over 300 enterprise self-help groups, empowering more than 4,500 women with sustainable livelihood options. Over the years, we have witnessed the shifting needle towards women-led empowerment. The question is, what changed? Not charity, not sympathy, but opportunity. Women empowerment is not about giving power. It is about unlocking the power that already exists. As we speak a little bit about the Adani Foundation. So the Adani Foundation operates in 5 critical thematic areas, including education, community health, sustainable livelihoods, climate action, and community development. While women are at the center of many of our efforts, our work spans across entire communities. But we also believe that empowerment must be holistic. Education for girls, skills for young women, access to finance for women, digital literacy, health security, leadership training, and market linkages for women-led enterprises. A girl who stays in school is more likely to delay an early marriage. She is more likely to pursue her education and embrace employment opportunities. A young woman who is equipped with relevant skills in healthcare, agri-value chains, digital services, renewable energy, or even manufacturing, she is more likely to gain economic independence. A self-help group who transitions from savings to enterprise ownership is more likely to become an enabler and a job creator. And a successful woman entrepreneur is more likely to invest in her children's education and in her family's health, as well as her community's resilience. Friends, this is the butterfly effect of empowerment. Small, timely investments that creates exponential and intergenerational impact. Each layer reinforces the other. We have witnessed women moving from informal subsistence work to structured enterprises, from meager labor to agri-processing unit owners, from service providers to digital entrepreneurs. These efforts and transformations would not have been possible without the strong policy environment created by our government through progressive initiatives to accelerate women-led development in the past recent years. Initiatives like Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, which are campaigns to save girls and educate a girl child, have really shifted social attitudes. Deen Dayal Antoday Yojana has been strengthening self-help groups, networks across our country. The Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana has expanded access to credit to small entrepreneurs across our country. The Digital India has opened pathways even in the most remotest districts of India. And Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana, providing clean cooking fuel, has actually improved the health and dignity of millions of women households. Such initiatives signals clear national intent. In this union budget, the Self-Help Entrepreneurs Initiative, the SHE Initiative, recognizes that women must not remain small participants in local economies. They must become owners of enterprises. They must move away from being recipients of microcredit to become recipients of growth capital and market access. Only then will they be able to co-create the Viksit Bharat of 2047. For us at the Adani Foundation, the announcement in the budget was a moment of affirmation. This is because before the acronym entered the vocabulary of policy, our own SHE framework, where SHE stands for supporting her exponential empowerment, it had already come into being. And the two SHE frameworks can now converge. One emerging from community practice, the other articulated in national policy, together both reflecting a growing consensus that women's economic agency must anchor India's growth strategy. The truth is, for women-led enterprises, credit alone is not enough. Women entrepreneurs require skills, digital literacy, market access, infrastructure, mentoring, and a supportive ecosystem. I truly believe that India's next chapter of growth will be written in classrooms, in training centers, in workshops, in village enterprises, in digital marketplaces run by confident and capable women. I take this opportunity to compliment the Chintan Foundation, Research Foundation, for organizing the conference on Sashakt Nari Viksit Bharat, which recognizes to unlock the power of women in our country. So thank you very much for organizing this. Before I close, I would like to say to all the leaders and decision makers in this room, let us not ask whether women are ready to lead. Rather, let us ask and confirm our support to remove the barriers in their path. Let women not be treated as peripheral actors, but let them be treated as central participants in India's economic transformation. So, ladies and gentlemen, let her and she will. I